Hi, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are feeling wonderful today. I am so grateful that you're taking time to do something really good for yourselves. So let's get started. Bring your hands to your heart and bring into your mind a feeling of gratitude as we move through our practice. Maybe there's a specific event that you want to focus on, or a particular person that you're grateful for, or maybe you're just grateful that you have some time to join me for some yoga. That works. We're going to start off in a forward fold. So reach your arms up overhead, and on an exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. You can bend your knees here if your hamstrings are tight, and just let your head hang heavy like it's a piece of fruit on a tree. Start by taking a few big deep breaths in through your nose and then sigh it out on the exhale. You can take your feet about hip width distance, or feel free to take them out a little wider, and play around with the arm placement here. You can clasp opposite elbows. You can walk your fingers from side to side. Again, just finding some gentle movement here. Start to engage your thighs and release your hamstrings, straighten through your legs. And then start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Slow and steady inhales, slow and steady exhales, even breath. On an inhale, bring your fingertips to the floor. Lift your chest. Straighten through your arms. On an exhale, step your right foot back. Lower your back knee to the ground and keep a deep bend in that front leg. Bring your hands to your waist and then roll your shoulders up and back a few times. Allow your hips to sink forward as you continue to roll your shoulders. And then inhale your arms up overhead. Grab a hold of your left wrist and start to lean over to the right, keeping your core engaged here, stretching out of your left side. And then on an inhale, come on up back through center, switch your grip, and then lean to the left, stretching out of your right side. Again, keeping your core engaged here. Reach up through center. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward, back knee lowers to the floor. Come on up, bring your hands to your waist. Start to roll your shoulders up and back. Do this a few times, continuing to allow your hips to sink forward here. And then inhale, arms up, grab a hold of your right wrist and start to lean to the left. Again, stretching out of the right side of your body here, keeping your core engaged. Inhale, come on up back through center. Switch your grip and start to lean over to the right, stretching out the left side of your body. Inhale, come on up through center. Exhale, plant your hands, step that right foot back, downward facing dog. Make your way into tabletop. So make sure that your shoulders are directly over your wrists and your hips are in line with your knees, tops of the feet on the floor. On an inhale, lift your chin and chest, gaze towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw your belly in, spine towards the sky. Inhale, head lifts and chest lifts. Exhale, press through your palms, round your spine. Do a couple more cat-cows here, connecting your breath and your movement. On your inhales, you'll shift your gaze upwards, your tailbone will lift. And as you exhale, your spine will continue to round and really spread your shoulder blades across your back. And from here, go ahead and sit back on your heels. Curl your toes under. If it's too much on your pinky toes, you can take your pinky toes out to the sides. And on an inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, eagle wrap. Right arm under left. Palms can touch. Press your forearms forward. Spread your shoulder blades across your back. Maybe start to reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Or maybe you move your elbows down towards the floor. Just feeling a nice stretch in your shoulders. Inhale, release, arms up overhead. Exhale, opposite side. Left arm under right, palms can touch. Go ahead and press your forearms forward, stretching through your shoulders, or again, maybe reaching up towards the sky or bringing your elbows down towards the floor. Keeping your core engaged here. Keep squeezing your arms together, shoulders away from your ears. Go ahead and release that. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale. Go ahead and release your feet. Maybe tap the tops of your feet on the floor. Now let's move on into child's pose. You can keep your feet together. Knees can come wide, maybe as wide as your mat. And then reach your fingertips out in front of you. Allow your forehead to rest on the floor or maybe a block. And just continue to sit back on your heels. At any time during your practice, you need to take a break or catch your breath. Always make your way down into child's pose. Take some rest. But now we're going to shift our weight forward through tabletop. Make sure that your hips are in line with your knees here as we move into puppy dog pose. So start to walk your hands out in front of you. Keep your hips lifted and then allow your chest to soften down towards the floor. Your knees should be about hip width distance and your hands should be about shoulder width distance. So really press your palms into the floor here. Fingertips spread wide, almost like downward facing dog. Spine is nice and long. And now start to walk your hands back under your shoulders through tabletop. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Go ahead and bend into one leg, straighten the other, and then switch sides. Maybe coming up onto the balls of your feet and then pressing your heels back down towards the floor. Now walk to the top of your mat. Take your feet out wide. Heels will be on your mat. Maybe your toes hang off the side. And then take a deep bend into your knees. Sit low, yogi squat. Bring your hands to your heart. Keep your chest lifted here, really sinking into your hips. Careful of your knees. Maybe using your elbows to press your knees away from each other as you continue to lengthen through your spine. Keep your chest lifted here. Checking in with your breath. And now slowly start to lift your hips, straightening through your legs, walking your feet back towards the center of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins and lift your chest, lengthen through your spine, and on an exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, straighten through your arms, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, fold. Bend into your knees, press your feet into the floor, round your spine all the way up to standing. One vertebrae at a time. Roll your shoulders out at the top. And we'll meet in Tadasana. With your feet together, inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Inhale, straighten through your arms, lift your chest, and on an exhale, step your right foot back, followed by your left, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, tops of the feet on the floor. Press your hands into the floor directly under your shoulders, lift your chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your head, lift your chest for cobra. Keep a bend in your elbows. And exhale, lower down. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, pressing through your hands. Keep a bend in your elbows. Keep your chest lifted. Exhale, lower down. And now extend your arms out in front of you. Press your left leg into the floor as you reach your right leg up, really squeezing your right thigh. That right leg is straight, toes are pointed. Press your right palm into the floor as you lift your left arm off the floor. Maybe your head comes up or your chest lifts. Keep squeezing here, keep reaching. Exhale, lower down, switch sides. Right leg presses into the floor as your left leg reaches up. Keep that left leg engaged. Point through your toes. And now press your left hand down as you reach your right hand up and forward. Head lifts, chest lifts. Keep squeezing here. And exhale, lower down. All right, all four. On an inhale, lift your hands, lift your arms, head and chest lift. Engage your core. Squeeze your glutes as you lift your legs. Keep your feet together. Keep lifting. Inhale and exhale, release. Walk your hands back under your shoulders. Press on up through tabletop. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips. Downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg. Bend your right knee and allow your right foot to drop over to the left. Opening our hips to the right. Go ahead and draw some circles with your knee, working into that right hip. Exhale, plant that right foot. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the left knee. Opening your hips to the left, drop your left foot to the right. Draw some circles with your knee, warming up that left hip. And exhale, plant your left foot. From here, walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead. And then exhale, bring your arms along your side. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to hold down dog for about 5 breaths. So take your time getting set up in this pose. Maybe take a look at your hands. They should be about shoulder width distance. Your feet should be about hip width distance. Take another inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, go ahead and step forward or jump forward to meet your hands at the top of the mat. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands at your side. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step or jump back. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Hold here for 5 breaths. Keep those hips lifted and keep your thighs engaged as you press your heels down towards the floor. It's okay if your heels don't touch the floor, but I want you to feel that sensation as if you are pressing your heels downward, driving them towards your mat. And as you're pressing your heels down, you're also pressing your hands forward into the floor. Inhale, step or jump forward, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead, and exhale, arms at your side. Now with your feet, ankles, and knees together, bend into your knees and sit low. Reach your arms up overhead, maybe palms touch. Tailbone descends towards the floor. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears as you step back with your left foot. Spin the back foot flat. Keep a deep bend in that front knee. Warrior A. Arms extending towards the sky. Shift your gaze to your thumbs. Left hip draws forward. Right hip pulls back. And now pivot to the back of your mat for Warrior B. Pressing down to the outer edge of that back foot, take a deep bend into the left knee. Left toes are pointing towards the back of your mat. Go ahead and reach evenly to the front and back of your mat through your fingertips, shifting your gaze over your left hand. On an inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, step it back, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, jump forward, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit low, Utkatasana. Straighten through your legs. Exhale, arms at your side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, step that right foot back, spin the back foot flat, setting up for warrior A. Keep a deep bend in that left knee. Keep reaching your arms up overhead, maybe your palms touch. Shift your gaze to your thumbs. Feel that left hip draw back as your right hip moves forward. Go ahead and open it up now to warrior B, to the front of your mat. Reaching evenly to the front and back of your mat through your fingertips, shifting your gaze over your right hand, pressing through the outer edge of that back foot, keeping a deep bend in that front knee. Squeeze your belly in. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Arm reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Take it through Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. On an inhale, jump forward. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit low, arms up, Utkatasana. Come on up to standing, bring your arms along your side. All right, 2 more times. Inhale, arms up overhead, Utkatasana. Step the left foot back, warrior A. Open it up, warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, plant your hands. Take it through a vinyasa. We're going to connect our breath and movement here. 1 breath, 1 movement. And we'll do this sequence 2 more times. Go ahead and step or hop forward. Chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Utkatasana. And exhale, hands at your side. Inhale, bend your knees. Utkatasana. Exhale, step the right foot back. Warrior A. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, step it back, take it through a vinyasa. From down dog, hop it forward, lift your chest, and exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, arms up. And exhale, hands at your side. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up, overhead, Utkatasana, sit low. Go ahead and step that left foot back, warrior A. Pivot to the back, warrior B. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill your hands, plant, step it back, take it through a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Jump forward on an inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Come on up to standing. Last one. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, step it back, warrior A. Open it up, warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, step it back, take it through vinyasa. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or jump it forward. Chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. And exhale, come on up to standing. And now we'll move slowly through our second sequence. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your chest. And on an exhale, step your right foot back, runner's lunge. We're staying up on the ball of the back foot, and we keep a nice deep bend in the front knee, pressing down through all 4 corners of that front foot, drawing the left hip back. Opening your chest now to the left, reach your left hand up towards the sky for a twist. Keep the back leg lifted. Keep that left knee hugging in towards the center line by pressing down through the inner edge of your left foot. Lower the back knee down, bring your hands to your waist. Start to send your hips forward. Feel that left hip pulling back, right hip pulls forward. And now engage your thighs. Feel like your left foot is pulling back as your right knee is pulling forward. Continue to squeeze. Hold it here. And then exhale. Hips move forward. Arms reach up. Anjaneyasana. Maybe finding a slight back bend here. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, send that right foot forward, staying up on the ball of your back foot for runner's lunge. Deep bend in that right knee. Press down through all four corners of your foot as you find length in your spine. And keep that back leg lifted as you ground down through your left hand and reach your right hand towards the sky for a twist, opening your chest to the right. Keep reaching, gazing up at your fingertips. Hugging that right knee in towards the center line. Then your back knee lowers and bring your hands to your waist. Send your hips forward. Feeling a nice stretch on that left thigh. Feel like your right hip is pulling back, left hip pulls forward. And now squeeze into your legs and feel like your right foot is pulling back and your left knee is pulling forward. Hold it here. Keep squeezing. And then send your hips forward, arms reach up, Anjaneyasana, maybe finding a slight back bend here. And exhale, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. Now we'll move through the sequence. One breath, one movement. Left foot steps forward. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up for a twist. Exhale, lower the back knee down. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step the left foot back, take it through a vinyasa, or you can move straight to downward facing dog. From down dog, right foot steps forward, runner's lunge. Plant the left hand, right hand reaches up. Exhale, lower the back knee down and inhale your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands, take it through a vinyasa. You can always skip the vinyasa and move straight to downward facing dog. We'll move through this one more time. Step the left foot forward, right hand plants, left hand reaches up. Lower the back knee down, inhale arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, take it through vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, left hand plants. Right hand reaches up for that twist. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, arms up overhead, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, plant your hands. Take it through a vinyasa or move straight to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, go ahead and make your way into a child's pose. Come down to your knees. Keep your toes together. Maybe take your knees out wide. Walk your hands out in front of you and just take a few big deep breaths here. Breathe in through your nose, maybe sigh out your mouth on the exhale. Coming back to your breath now. And from child's pose, move through tabletop. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog, and start to walk your hands back to meet your feet. Bring your hands to your waist. Come on up to standing as we prepare for Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, extended hand to big toe pose. Start by grounding down through your left leg. Bend your right knee. Maybe you stay here. If you want to move a little further, take your index finger and your middle finger between your big toe and your second toe. And then start to extend your leg out in front of you. Draw that right shoulder back and keep your chest lifted. Your standing leg is straight. Keep pressing through your heel and start to drop your right hip, keeping your hips square. If you fall out, we get right back in and release. Maybe shake it out a little bit and then we'll switch sides. So we'll ground down through our right leg, bend into our left knee. Stay here. Maybe you go a little further. You can take your middle finger and index finger between your big toe and second toe. And then start to extend your leg out in front of you, pressing your heel forward, drawing that left shoulder back. Keeping your hips square. Maybe you drop your left hip slightly. Standing leg is straight. Shifting your gaze over your toes. Hold it here. And release nice and slow. Go ahead and shake that out. Come to the top of your mat for Tadasana. And inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, tip your left foot back. Arms come on up, crescent warrior. Stay up on the ball of your back foot. Keep a deep bend in that front knee. Keep the back leg lifted, pressing through your heel. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Pull that left hip forward, right hip draws back, squeezing your belly in. And now sweep your right hand back behind you. Left hand reaches out in front of you, opening your chest to the right. Keep reaching front to back and keep that deep bend in that right knee. Back leg is lifted. Keep your chest lifted. Rest your right hand on your hamstring. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, plant your hands. Shift your weight forward. Back leg lifts off the ground. Keep that back leg straight and strong. Point your toes, setting up for standing splits. Start to lower your chest down, crown of the head reaching towards the floor, aiming your nose towards your shin or your knee. Focus on grounding down through all four corners of your foot and drop your left hip down. From here, bend into your standing leg as you bend your left knee so that your left shin rests on your right calf. Then go ahead and straighten through your legs as we set up for half moon pose. Place your right hand at the top right corner of your mat. Extend your left arm up towards the sky, keeping your shoulders stacked over each other. Work on opening your chest here. So rotate your chest like you're opening it up towards the sky. And both legs are engaged here. Bend through the front leg, lower the back leg down. Warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down, plant your hands, step it back, take it through a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward. Arms come on up. Crescent warrior, staying up on the ball of that back foot, heels pressing back, deep bend in the front leg. Grounding down through all four corners of that front foot, pulling that left hip back, right hip pulls forward. Keep lengthening through your sides, reaching your arms up. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears and then sweep your left hand behind you. Right hand reaches out in front of you. Opening your chest to the left. Legs are active here. Keep that back leg straight. Lower the left hand to your right hamstring. Right arm reaches up. And then exhale, plant your hands. Shift your weight forward. Bump that back leg up. Preparing for standing splits. Start to lower your chest. Crown of the head reaching towards the floor. And as you do this, continue to lift your back leg. But keep your hips squared, so maybe drop your right hip slightly. Begin to bend both knees as you bring your right shin to your left calf. Inhale, straighten through your legs as you set up for half moon pose. The left hand is at the top left corner of your mat. Right arm is reaching up towards the sky. Opening your chest towards the ceiling. Keeping that back leg lifted. You can keep your gaze at the floor or maybe test your balance and shift your gaze towards your fingertips. And then start to bend into that front leg. Lower the back leg down as we move through Warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Step that left foot back. Take it through Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We'll flow 2 more times through this. 1 breath, 1 movement. Right leg steps forward. Arms come up, crescent warrior. Exhale, take a twist to the right. First your twist, warrior, and then plant your hands for the standing split. Bend through your knees, Shiva squat, open it up, half moon pose. Warrior B to reverse warrior. Plant your hands, take it through Vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg, send it through. Come on up, crescent warrior. Arms reach up. Exhale, sweep that left hand back for a twist. Reverse that twist, warrior. Standing split to Shiva squat. Open it up, half moon pose. Plant the back foot, warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, take it through a vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more time. Right foot steps forward. Arms reach up, crescent warrior. Sweep the right arm back for a twist. And then reverse your twist, warrior. Plant your hands, come on up, standing split to Shiva squat. Bend those knees. Open it up, half moon pose. Warrior B to reverse warrior. Windmill your hands down, step it back. Take it through that vinyasa. Inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, left foot steps forward. Arms come on up, crescent warrior. Sweep the left hand behind you for a twist. And then reverse twist warrior. Come on up, standing split. Bend those knees, Shiva squat. Open it up, half moon pose to warrior B. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Final vinyasa. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, come on down to your knees and take a child's pose. Sit back on your heels, walk your fingertips out in front of you, maybe take your knees out wide. Take a big inhale through your nose and then sigh it out your mouth on the exhale. Do this a few times. And keep walking your fingertips out in front of you, finding length in your spine, allowing your forehead to rest on the floor. Continue to sit back on your heels. Coming back to your breath. And come on up through tabletop to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift your right leg and send it through. Take a nice long stance here with a deep bend in your right knee. Stay up on the ball of your back foot. Then place your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Start to lower your chest down. Working into your hips here, maybe you lower down to your forearms. You can also place your left knee on the floor or keep it lifted and work on keeping both hips level here. Try to keep your elbows under your shoulders for lizard pose. From here, begin to shift your hips backwards so that your hip is over your knee, straighten through your front leg for half Hanuman, half split. Inhale, find some length in your spine, and on exhale, fold forward over that extended straight leg. See if you can get your nose or your forehead towards your knee or your shin. You can stay in half Hanuman or maybe work towards a full split. Just be mindful of your hips and your hamstrings and your thighs here. If it starts to feel a little too tense, just please back out of it. I'm not able to do a full split on either side, but I still work towards it. From here, go ahead and make your way into tabletop. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Extend your right leg up, maybe bend your knee, make some circles, working into that hip. And then step forward with your left leg, setting up for lizard pose, staying up on the ball of your back foot. Walk your left hand on the inside of your left foot. Keep a deep bend in your knees. See if you can keep your hips level here as you lower your chest down, maybe coming on down to your forearms. Maybe you drop that back knee or keep your knee lifted and continue to press your heel back. Lengthen through your spine and hug your left knee in towards your center line, sending the crown of your head forward. From here, make your way into half Hanuman, sending your hips back so that your hip is in line with your right knee. Straighten through that front leg. Take an inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, fold over that extended straight leg. See if you can get your nose or your forehead towards your knee or your shin. Just focus on your breath here. Maybe taking it a little further into a full split. But again, be mindful here of how your hips feel and your hamstrings and your thighs. If it starts to feel a little too intense, just go ahead and back off. You can keep your chest lifted or feel free to fold over your extended front leg. And from here, make your way back into tabletop. Curl your toes under, hips lift, downward facing dog. Send that left leg up, bend your knee, draw some circles. Plant that left foot down. Lift your right leg, send it through for pigeon pose. Right knee towards right wrist. Lower your hips down. Your shin does not need to be parallel with the front of the mat, but if it is, keep your heel flexed. And begin to square your hips. Draw that left hip forward, right hip draws back. And then your left leg is extending straight behind you in line with your left hip. Top of the foot pressing into the floor. Maybe you lower your chest, coming down to your forearms. You can rest your head in your forearms or maybe on the floor. And focus on your breath here. This is an intense stretch. We're going to hold it for a few breaths. If you start to feel any pain or pinching, go ahead and back out of it. Meet your edge here. Don't move past it. An option here would also be to bend into your left knee. Reach back with your left hand. Grab the top of your left foot. Maybe pressing your heel towards your seat. Keep your chest lifted. Start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Curl your back toes under. Lift your hips. Three-legged dog. Extend that right leg up. Give it a little stretch. Opposite side, left leg lifts, bend your knee, pigeon pose, left knee to left wrist. Again, if your shin is parallel with the front of the mat, keep your heel flexed. And walk your right leg out behind you in line with your right hip. Draw the right hip forward, left hip pulls back. You can stay here, keep your chest lifted, or maybe walk your arms out in front of you, resting on your forearms. Resting your head on the floor. Again, focusing on your breath here in this intense stretch. Again, if you feel pain or pinching, please back out. Meet the edge. Don't push through it. With each inhale and exhale, move a little deeper into the pose. And we'll stay here for a few more breaths. Maybe from here you lift your chest, bend into that right knee, reach back with your right hand and grab your right foot. Press your heel towards your seat, keep your chest lifted. And then walk your hands back under your shoulders. Curl the back toes under, lift your hips. Downward facing dog, extend that left leg up, give it a little stretch. Then plant your left foot. Come on down to your knees, sit back on your heels. Take a big inhale and an exhale. And then make your way onto your seat. Go ahead and bend into your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together. Sit up nice and tall and really ground down through your sits bones. You can bring your heels closer to your body for Baddha Konasana, or if you'd like, you can do what I'm doing, keeping my heels a little farther away from my body, creating a diamond shape. And allow your hips to just naturally open here. Fold forward over your legs. Just allow your head to hang heavy here. Stretching your spine. We're just taking a nice, gentle stretch here. Go ahead and come on up. Make your way onto your back for bridge pose. Start by bending your knees and placing your feet flat on the floor about hip-width distance. You can press your palms along your side into the floor, or maybe bend your elbows and drive your elbows into the ground as you lift your hips. Press your feet into the floor. Gently hug your knees towards each other. Keep your hips lifted. Keep your chest lifted. One more big breath here. And release. Lower your hips back down to the ground. If your feet moved at all during this, go ahead and reset. So bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, close to your seat, and on an inhale, lift your hips. Really press your arms and your shoulders into the floor, lifting your chest. Press the back of your skull into the floor, creating some space between your chin and your chest. Keep breathing. Hold it here. And exhale. Go ahead and lower it down nice and slow. All right, one more time. Really press your feet firmly into the floor as you lift your hips. Shoulders are pressing down, chest is lifted. Maybe taking your hands to your low back for support, or maybe taking a bind. Really activate your thighs here. Draw your belly in. Focus on your breath. All right, hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Start to lower your hips back down to the floor. Bend your knees, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug, maybe bringing your forehead close to your knees. And exhale, release it. If a shoulder stand is in your practice, feel free to take a shoulder stand now, or for a gentle inversion, we're going to do legs up the wall. You can start by sitting alongside the wall and start to lean back onto your hands or your forearms and swing your legs up the wall. If your hamstrings are tight, you might need to scoot your seat a little farther away from the wall and relax your legs. Don't feel like you're holding them up. You can keep your arms at your side, palms facing up, or feel free to rest your hands on your belly. So this is an incredible restorative pose. If you have time, stay here for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to hold it here for about 5 breaths, but this pose is great. It helps to calm anxiety. It helps with insomnia. It improves digestion. So I recommend doing this daily. But for now, we'll just hold it for a few more breaths. So feel free to close your eyes here. Follow the inhales and exhales. And start to slowly and gently make your way down from the pose as we prepare for Shavasana. Go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Take a big stretch. Reach your arms up overhead. Stretch fingertips to toes. Maybe hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself one last hug. Forehead towards your knees. Make any final adjustments. Maybe shrug your shoulders, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Start to get settled in. Take a big, deep inhale through your nose. And then sigh it out on the exhale. Do this a few more times. Feel free to take as long as you need here in Shavasana. And when you're ready, you can just roll over to one side, rest your head in your forearms. Take a breath or two there. Eventually, slowly making your way up into a comfortable seated position. It's been wonderful guiding you through your practice today. I hope you feel grateful. I'm grateful you were here with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.